Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Roman Reigns show out of 10. Sorry, Smackdown out of 10. Big show today. As I've already kind of alluded to, Roman Reigns has got a lot of stuff going on. He's going, still got the USA storyline, and he'll have to confront Rey Mysterio later over his treatment of Dominic. So it should be a good one. Let's get straight into it. And it did kick off with Roman Reigns' private locker room as Reigns told Jey Uso that he owed the tribal chief. Roman reminded Jey that there is one rule and that he never embarrasses the family. Jimmy Uso was then out on SmackDown and said that Roman ruined their second title shot last week before Reigns interfered. He then said that he was in his brother's people and not Roman's. He also said that Roman was trying to create a rift between him and Jey before backstage in the lockers Roman told Jey that a year ago the WWE Universe could barely tell the Usos apart. Jey and Jimmy argued, and then Jey said that he was caught in the middle of all of this. Jimmy said that he had his own locker room and asked Jey to join him there. Just kind of usual stuff later on, and I'll review it all when it progresses as the show goes on. We got Kevin Owens and Big E versus Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn. Owens and Crews kicked off the match after taking the champ out. Owens headed straight to the top rope to attack Sami Zayn before back in the ring. Zayn was tagged out and managed to isolate KO. Big E was tagged in and took a beating before he was tossed outside the ring by Crews with a spear. After the break, Owens was back and hit Sami with a cannonball and a swanton bomb before getting near fall. Crews tagged back in and took a super kick and pop-up powerbomb before Sami broke the pin up. Sami hit a blue thunder bomb on KO while Big E wiped Apollo out to the outside. KO hit the stunner and picked up the win on SmackDown. I'll give it 6 out of 10. A solid match to kick off, and this IC title business, it keeps on dragging, but I don't mind it at all. It's pretty decent. After the match, Apollo said that he was not beaten and he only lost because of Zayn's incompetence. Crews challenged KO and Big E to a match next week involving him and Commander Aziz. Sami then protested Apollo, calling him an idiot, and yelled at him, but Aziz dropped him with a Nigerian wall. Looking forward to seeing Aziz in action next week. Before the Street Profits were backstage, and Chad Gable apologised to Otis' actions last week. He also said that he cancelled the tag team match between the two teams. The Profits laughed him off, and Chad said that he would face either of them, and Chad left by saying Otis is still angry. Before Jey told Roman that if Reigns had to talk to Jimmy, he would go to the Usos locker room. The Universal Champion laughed at the fact and walked menacingly after letting Jey know that he was expecting a visit. Before we got Carmella versus Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan loaded on Carmella as the match started early on and smashed her into the barricades before. Back in the ring, Liv sent Carmella into the turnbuckle, launching her off her feet. Morgan hit the super kick, hanging Mella up between the ropes before falling out with a springboard flatliner for the win. Carmella then demanded that she was called the most beautiful WWE after her loss. 5 out of 10. Boring. We got Ding Dong Hello, which returned with Seth Rollins this time. They watched footage of Bayley's interaction with Belair last week, as well as Rollins' attack on Cesaro, and they were all laughing. Amidst the laughs, Bayley's fake door had a visitor, and Rollins tried to be a gentleman and answer it. Cesaro was on the other side of the door and attacked Rollins, ripping his pants off in the protest and destroying Bayley's seat. Rollins was down and Bayley was not happy with her seat being ruined. Belair came down and they started laughing at the heels. Just your typical banter, babyface stuff, backstage on SmackDown, Rey Mysterio said that Roman hurt his son Dominic and he will pay for messing with his family before he got Chad Gable versus Montez Ford. Gable took Montez down early on and locked in an arm stretch on the mat, but Ford got out of it. They trade holds before Ford locked in an armbar of his own. Backstage, Otis attacked Dawkins, who was watching from the monitors. Back after the break, Gable was in control and got a near fall counter before Ford came back in with a standing moonsault before going for a splash. Ford got a near fall when Otis attacked him, causing the match to disqualify. Otis dragged Ford outside and sent him into the barricades in the steel sets before hitting a splash on him, before Dawkins limped out to save Ford, but Otis was too strong and hit available. I'm actually going to give this a 6 out of 10. To be honest, the Otis heel character is winning me more and more over. I actually really don't mind it now. Then got Shinsuke Nakamura versus King Corbin for a crown for about the 15th millionth week in a row. But anyway, Nakamura went after Corbin right off her back and got a near fall before Corbin hit a deep six and got the near fall after dodging the Kinshasa. Shinsuke sent Corbin into the corner while Rick Boogs was outside cheering him on with his guitar. Nakamura countered the next attack from Corbin and quickly rolled him out for the win before Corbin took Nakamura out after the match and went after the crowd but was distracted by Rick Boogs. Boogs and Corbin were brawling and Nakamura took the crown and ran away 5 out of 10. This is kind of getting a bit repetitive now, just move on. Corbin then rushed backstage and told Pearce and Deville to make Nakamura give his crown back. They proposed they have a match decide the fate of the crown, so we're going to have it for the 16th minute in a week in a row next week. Great. Before Jey Uso walks into the locker room with Roman Reigns, and Jimmy said that he was done watching Roman use Jey. Jimmy called Roman a bitch, and Jey was caught between the two. Jey snapped and said he was tired. Jimmy challenged Roman to a match to decide the dispute, and Roman was shocked. Roman used his twisted logic on Smackdown and made out that he helped Jimmy's career. Jey walked out without a word, and Roman looked like he was furious. Before Rey Mysterio was announced next and called Roman Reigns out, Rey said that Roman disrespected his family before Reigns walked out with Heyman. Rey and Roman were both in the ring, and Rey called him a rat bastard who put his hands on his son. Rey said that, by the way, Rey, your son kind of works for a wrestling promotion. Just thought I mentioned that. Rey said that he was ready to fight Roman, even if it meant a loss for him. He then laid out a challenge for Hell in a Cell and asked Roman to acknowledge it. Roman was about to answer, but Rey got a kendo stick out of nowhere and went after him. Roman hit a headbutt and Superman punch before Dominic attacks him with another kendo stick. Roman powerbombed Dom out of the ring and wiped him out. Good on you, Roman. Rey returned with a stick before Roman kicked him off the officials to stop the carnage as SmackDown went off the air. Yeah, this was decent. Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio. I'm not sure it's the best direction you could have possibly gone, but it kind of makes sense. I'm kind of more interested in Roman and Jimmy Uso. Another great week for that storyline, and just once again, it just leaves you on a cliffhanger, and you really want to tune in next week. Overall this week, SmackDown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. A pretty decent episode of SmackDown this week. Enjoyed it quite a lot. Lots of really good parts on it. But some of it just feels like it's getting a bit repetitive, so maybe just time for a reset. Hopefully that'll come after Hell in a Cell. But as always, Roman Reigns stuff was brilliant. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, remember your thoughts, comments down below. Follow on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.